Hey, and a yo. Welcome back to the next Mr. Lane app building video. Today, we have the knowledge quiz app. So what we're going to do is we are going to kind of create a working knowledge quiz app, which will be basically a quiz app. And you can essentially, when you're done with this, you can load any sets of questions that you want into this and get them to go. So the first part of this video is going to be to introduce the idea of what a structure is. So we're going to kind of redesign the app to work with structures. And I believe that this will help make app making easier for you when you're able to kind of create your own data types and be able to access the information in different ways. Okay, so we're going to show you a whole new way of kind of accessing information in the app. So first thing we're going to do is we are just going to take a look at the app here and just see how it works. So I have the app built. If I hit true, it'll tell me that the answer is correct. If I hit true on a false, it'll tell me the answer is wrong, and vice versa. If I hit false on a question that has the correct answer, it'll tell me, and then if I hit false, it'll tell me wrong. So it works, it switches. There's 3 questions. It's not super exciting. Obviously, you can tell the button doesn't work, or the progress bar doesn't work, but it's a working app. So let's go take a look at our code and see everything. So we have all 4 outlets connected. We have a quiz, and the quiz is separated in an array, and each array has a question and an answer in its own list here. So each array has it's an array within an array. So it's separated into 3 questions. We have question number starting at 0. We have the question label.text starting with the first question, but this should actually be, just switch this to update UI since we have a function for that. And then down here we have the button. So let username equals sender.title label, which is an optional .text, and then we're going to force it open. So that will give us whether the button pressed is true or false. And then we have the actual answer, which is under the quiz question number, which will be based on which one of these. And then the 1, which will be this. There'll be 1 every answer that you have. And then we're going to move the quiz question number ahead every time that we answer or we ask a question. Notice that this is question number +1 is less than the quiz.count. So we're just counting how many items are in there, which are 3 items. So we had to start question number at 1, because remember, question number is starting at 0 because this is 0 inside the list. And then we don't want the app to crash, so once the question number would get beyond the quiz count, we set it back to 0, so the quiz just kind of repeats. And then if the answer is equal to the actual answer, you'll get the correct or wrong, which showed up down here. And then we update the UI, which then will bring up the next question. Okay. So here we go. And then just so you see that the 0 here is pulling the question. Okay. So we have a working app, and first thing that we're going to do is we are going to create a structure. So what we need to do is we need to click a new file, and we're going to click a Swift file. We're going to click next. We're going to call this question, capital Q. Okay, we're going to hit create. We're going to bring it over here, and now what we're going to do is we're finally separating out certain pieces of our code. So we're going to use the struct keyword. We're going to create question and then add brackets. Okay, and we're going to create 2 variables inside. We're going to create the variable question, and that is going to be set as a string. And we're going to create the variable answer, which is also going to be set as a string. Okay. Now further down, what we're going to do is we're going to do what's called initializing, and get this set up correctly here. So we're going to use the keyword init. Now notice that as soon as you start typing INI, you get this initializer declaration. You want to move down and click on that so it gives you the parameters and everything here. And what we're going to do is we are going to set this up to kind of shorten question and answer. We're going to do Q, which is going to be a string. And we're going to hit the comma, and then we're going to hit A, which is also going to be a string. So this is what's actually going to pop up when we're calling this. And then down here, what we need to do is we need to set each item. So we're going to choose question, and it's going to equal to Q, and that'll set when you call this and you put a question in the queue, it'll set it to question, and then we're going to do answer, and we're going to have that equal A. Okay, and you'll see this and how this works on the next page when we come over back to view controller. So right now we have the structure set up, so it's going to be able to hold question and answer, and then we're going to be able to call on these dot question dot answer and be able to get properties. So we're going to go back to the view controller here, and first thing we're going to do is we are now going to convert our let quiz into the question. So capital Q question, and then we're going to add parentheses, and notice once we added those parentheses, we get that initializer Q&A, and now we can basically just go ahead and copy, or we can put each one of these inside their corresponding spots, and then get rid of this, and then do the same. And then make sure you add a comma, and then we'll do the same thing. So this is what it should look like. Don't get rid of that bottom one because you need that to keep it into the array. Okay. And now we're going to get a few errors down here. So now instead of pulling out of the array, we're going to still use the question number because that's going to delineate which question we're on. But now we can go to the property. We can just pull out dot answer, which is the A. Okay. Same thing down here. When we want to update the question, we're going to go to dot question. And that is just as easy to pull that stuff up. So now if we reload that in there, we replace, and we set up, and we load it. But the idea here is to make the code make more sense to you, or make more sense to other people. Because sometimes you set this stuff up and you have no idea what you're doing 2-3 months down the line when you want to come back to it, or even over the next day. You know, you work so hard on this, then you forget some stuff, and then you don't remember what you're doing. So setting this, and it still works the same way, okay? Still works the same way. So we're going to keep going here and move on to the next video. So go check out video part